do you think about that? Maybe even with the Squid Game, like, so I think how many views does the Squid Game currently have? 300 million,
Yeah,
something
somewhere
like
around there.
this. So just imagine, thought experiment, how many views that video would get if it was like real
Yeah,
Squid Game.
assuming YouTube was like, ah, we'll turn a blind eye, we won't take it down. Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd probably have billions of views.
How do you think you will die? And do you think it'll be during a video?
Probably doing something dumb like going to space when I'm older, like trying to go to Mars or something like that. I know for a fact it won't be on a video. Every video we do with safety experts and stuff like that, so it's not really risk. But um, yeah, I could see myself like after a million people go to Mars or something like that, I'd probably be like, you know what, let's go and something like that maybe.
So not in the name of a video, just for
No,
the hell of it.
heck no.
Are you open to taking risks when you shoot videos? You just went to Antarctica. I mean, like, you're putting yourself on the line a little bit, right?
Of course, but we've had that video in the works for 3 years, and then we consult with tons of experts, radar the entire path we're going to walk beforehand to see if there's crevasses. So we know there's no crevasses. We do training, we consult with experts, and we have survival guides there with us, and monitor the weather and everything. So it's like any variable that where we could get harmed, we just pre-plan for it. Same thing with buried alive. Like I had David Blaine spent a week underground. And so I consulted with him and consulted with basically anyone who ever buried themselves alive. The coffin we used to bury me, we did so many tests. Like that coffin was buried 10 times before I was, for way longer than 50 hours. It tested the airflow and everything to the point where I was safer in that coffin underground than I was above ground. Like, so we just tend to just not leave anything up to chance.
Another strange question then. So you recorded these videos to yourself, 5 years, 10 years from now. Have you recorded a video that's to be released once you die?
Well, first off, I am just glad that not every one of your questions have to do with like views or things like that. It's nice getting different questions. So this is good. No,
It's a little
seriously.
dark. It's a little
No,
dark.
but it's fine because a lot of people just be like, "How much money do you make?" It's just something everything's always about money now for when people talk to me. So it's nice. But for the videos I made, for you guys who probably don't follow me too closely, when I had 8,000 subscribers and I was a teenager, I filmed a bunch of videos and scheduled them years in the future. And I said, I filmed one where I was like, "Hi, me in a year." And the video went up a year later. And it was just like, "Hey, I think you'll have 100,000 subscribers." And then I did one where I was like, "Hi, me in 5 years." I was like, "Hey, in 5 years, I think you'll have a million." And then one that hasn't come out yet, but comes out in 2 years was "Hi, me in 10 years." And I try to predict 10 years later how many subs I'd have. That's what he's referring to. And yes, there are some that are scheduled like 20 years in the future. And so if I don't die, I'll just move them up. And I remember, because I filmed these though like 7 years ago, but I remember saying a line like, if I'm dead, then I'm currently just in a coffin and like whatever, blah, blah, blah. And because the only way the video go up is if I'm not alive. And if I'm not alive, then I won't be able to push back the schedule upload date. So it'll go public automatically.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I have a couple of those. Like if I knew I was going to die of like cancer or something and I had like 3 months to live, I would vlog every day. I'd film so many videos and then I would just schedule upload a video a week for like the next 5 years. So it's like I'm still alive and I would completely act like I'm still alive and everything. And I think something like that would be cool. I don't know why, but I've fantasized, not fantasized, but I've dreamt about that a lot. Like, I don't know. If I only had 30 days to live, what would I do? And for me, I would try to make like a decade's worth of content and schedule upload it so they automatically go public in the future. And so it's just like I never died. I'm just there.
Yeah, it's a kind of immortality, but it's also a kind of troll on the concept of time.
Yeah.
That you can die in the physical space but persist in the digital space. I recorded a video like that because I had some concerns, and I just thought it's also a good exercise to do a video with, like, to be released if I die. And it was actually a really interesting exercise. It's
Yeah.
cool. Like, it shows like what you really care about. I guess it's like writing a will. But when you're younger, you don't think about that kind of stuff. But
Exactly. Mine was just dumb.
yeah.
Like I'm bones in a coffin.
Yeah.
Yours is probably so serious.
No, it's fun actually. What you realize is like there's no point to be serious at this point. It's a weird thing. I guess you've done this, but it's a weird thing to address the world when you, the physical you, is no longer there. So like this would only be released if you're no longer there.
Exactly.
That's a weird exercise.
You know what's funny? Of all the people listening to this,
Yeah.
We're probably the only two people that have made videos for when we die. It's like such a niche thing, and the fact that we're bonding over it's kind of funny.
I think people should think about doing that. It's not just about YouTube; it's also social media. Because think about it. like there's going to be a last tweet and a last, I don't know, Facebook post, a last
Yeah.
Instagram post. And yeah, I feel like there's some aspect that's meditative to just even considering making a post like that. And also it's a way for the people that love you to kind of like celebrate.
Do you think that would help them cope or not? Like if someone randomly watching this did film a video, for if they accidentally died in some freak accident to be given to their family, do you think that would, and it was like a genuine,
I think it would really help. I mean, it depends because
like, how would you even intro that? Like, hey, mom, if you're seeing this, it means I'm probably dead
yeah,
and
exactly.
you're
That's
still
how you
alive.
intro it. That's the opener.
I just want you to know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess you could say it in a kind of funny way, but and just talk about the things that mean a lot to you, because otherwise you're at the risk of the last post you have is like I don't know, talking shit about like
McDonald's screwed up my
McDonald's.
order.
Exactly. That's
And then you're dead. That's it. 100 years.
I don't know. This I do recommend it. It's like the Stoics meditate on death every day. In the same way, you kind of meditate on your death when you make a video like that, because it's actually not just even talking to yourself; it's talking to the world. And it like for some reason, at least for me, they made it very concrete that there's going to be an end. And I'm like, it's over for me. If I'm making the video, it's over for me. It's an interesting thought experiment. I recommend people um, try it. Okay. From Are you afraid of death, by the way?
Yes. It's hard because like, what if you just die and then you just see nothing forever?
Yeah, the
It
nothingness.
just fades to blackness, and you're just like that for trillions upon trillions to billions squared years, and it's scary. But also, before you're born, you don't remember those
Yeah.
X amount of years either. So that gives me a little comfort. But no, it's definitely very scary. Something I'd rather not think about until I'm like 80. I'll deal with that problem then. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm kind of hopeful that someone like Elon or one of these like freak smart people will just like be like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna figure out a way where we can slow down aging, get it where we can live to be 200-300 years old, and just like set their sights on that, and then just kind of save us. So it'd be really nice. Like it's almost absurd to think that in our lifetime they won't figure out a way to just even slightly slow down aging, where we could live to be like 120 or 130, and then that extra time they won't figure out some way where we could live to be 200. Like obviously not immortal, but I don't see how in my lifetime the life expectancy doesn't just expand.
Well, it also could be that the immortality is achieved in the digital realm. Like it could be long after you're gone. There's a MrBeast run
Yeah.
by a Chat GPT type system.
Exactly. Yeah, that consumes everything I ever said, everything I ever wrote, and but I don't want that. I want to live. One of you smart people out there, figure it out. I'll keep you entertained, but I need you to figure out how to keep me alive. Give me till 200. That will make me happy.
Well, that's funny. Who owns the identity of MrBeast once the physical body is gone? Like, is it illegal to create another MrBeast that's Chat GPT based? I don't know what the laws are around that.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, once I'm dead, I don't care.
well,
But
well, you just said you did care. I mean, there could be a AI like many MrBeasts that are created after you're gone.
yeah, I mean that'd be cool to be able to like train up a model and let them loose so my content lives on. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but it somehow feels like it diminishes the value you
Inauthentic.
contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's inauthentic, but it's also there's some aspect to the finiteness of the art being necessary for
Oh,
its greatness.
100%. Yeah. The second that thing starts spamming out videos,
Yeah.
the videos lose all meaning and it's pointless and it's a money grab.
If you ran YouTube for how long should you run it? For a year. How would you change it? How would you improve it?
It's hard because obviously I'm biased because we're doing really well, but I feel like when I open up YouTube on my television, I get the videos I want to watch. I don't know. I don't ever open it and wonder like what are these? What are these 10 videos on my homepage? When I click on a video on my suggestion, I don't ever wonder what these are. Like I and maybe it's because I'm very adamant about like the kind of videos I watch, and I try not to watch videos that I don't want to get recommended more
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I think. But I'm very happy with how it is at the moment. I think one thing though that I just hate with the passion is the comment section on YouTube. It's just so bad. But that I know that's not something that's gonna 10x the growth of the platform. But if you think about it, you go to Reddit to read comments, and somehow like usually the top 20 posts on a popular Reddit post are not spam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, have you ever clicked on something on the front page of Reddit and then most upvoted reply to it is like, go check out my site right here. And it's like trying to scam you out of $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even think of one instance I've ever had that happen. So like Reddit, it's so nice to click on posts and just see what people have to say. And I almost wish like you had that same feeling when you read the comments on a YouTube video. Instead, it's like it's so many people just copy and pasting, so many bots that just grab the top comment for your previous video and paste it over. So the top comments on every videos are the same. And the things that break through that are just scammers trying to get you to give them $1,000 for a free, fake ad.
That comment section is one of the most lively on the internet. So it'd be amazing if YouTube invested in creating an actual community, like where people could do high effort comments and be rewarded for it, like on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like actually write out a long
That would
thing.
make me so happy. Because like when I upload a video, I usually go to Twitter to see feedback. Like I read my comments and I'll flip through newest, but it's just I feel like Reddit and Twitter just give me so much better filtered feedback, especially now that with Twitter Blue, because people pay $8 a month. I've noticed like any tweets I get from verified users now, they're usually not just garbage troll takes. Like these are people paying $8 a month. Like they're usually relatively sensible. And so it's been pretty nice. Like after I upload a video, I just go on the verified tab on Twitter and just see what people have to say. And yeah, anyways, I live for the day that YouTube's like that.
What do you think about Twitter? What do you think about all the fun activity happening recently since Elon bought Twitter?
I think he should make me CEO, like I tweeted.
Well, I should say sort of we just like a couple hours ago had a conversation with Elon, and you guys had an exchange of some excellent ideas. So yeah, I legitimately think, obviously you're exceptionally busy, but I legitimately think it would be awesome if you somehow participate in the future of Twitter.
Yeah, it would be fun
because there's so much possibility of different ideas. First, in the sort of the content, like dissemination, hosting, and all the different recommendations, like the search and discovery, all the things that YouTube does well.
I think the most exciting thing is he's, willing to move fast. And so I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things that come out of it because he's just moving quick. And a lot of these more mature platforms just take years to do the simplest stuff and they're very bureaucratic. And so it's it'll be interesting to see which way it goes when you just kind of take a move quick, break things, whatever type approach to social media. I'm actually pretty curious to see what features he rolls out.
So what would be your first act as Twitter CEO?
I can't spoil it.
Okay.
I gotta get hired.
What do you think about video on the platform? I mean,
Twitter?
Do you think that's an interesting, or is it like messing with the medium, the nature of the platform?
I think Twitter will always be closer to TikTok than it is to YouTube. Like at least in its current form. Like I don't see 20-minute, 1 hour long videos or whatever, even 15-minute videos being watched over there. I see it more as like the short and snappy stuff closer to TikTok.
But at the same time, Twitter is a really good comment section for the internet.
I mean, it's almost weird why doesn't Twitter allow you to embed YouTube videos? Like why does that? You should just ask Elon that. Like, I don't know if that's a YouTube thing, but when a YouTuber posts a video, why do they have to link to YouTube? Why can't they just embed it on Twitter and you just play it there? I mean, wouldn't that just solve a lot of problems?
Yeah, but then the two companies would have to agree to integrate each other's content.
Right? I don't know, but it seems like a win-win. I mean, well, it's more of a win for Twitter because then people don't have to leave the platform. I mean, that'd be the easiest solution.
But who gets, like, when you watch the ads on a YouTube video that's embedded in a Twitter, who gets the money?
It would still be YouTube, but at least then right now people just post a link and it takes you off Twitter and it just kills your session time on Twitter.
That's really interesting. But because the Twitter, whatever the dynamics of the comments, especially once the spam bots are taken care of, Twitter just works. It's really nice. So Reddit is a nice comment section for the internet. It's like slower pace, more deliberate, like higher effort. Twitter's like this high paced, like ephemeral kind of stream. But there's the upvoting, the downvoting works much better because you can do retweeting, right? Because the social network is much stronger than it is on YouTube. Like the interconnectivity.
Yeah, on Reddit, you're going to get the top replies are going to be the most refined ones, whereas Twitter, stuff floats to the top that's not super refined. But like you're saying, it's more off the cuff stream of consciousness, which a lot of people prefer because it's a little more personal.
How do you think Twitter